So last night, the Inhumans debuted on TV, and it turns out all the buzz coming out of the IMAX screenings is absolutely true. It is terrible. Let's talk about it. So, The Inhumans tells the story of the Inhumans, a group of people with special powers from birth. And at some point in time, they formed their own kind of civilization on the moon in secret. And as of recently, there's been an upsurge of humans being born with inhuman powers, and there's been a bit of a disagreement amongst the Inhumans as we move forward, and this creates a division amongst them, and this sets up the TV show. Now, before I start telling you about how much I really did not like this show, tell me your thoughts down below in the comment section. I'd love to hear your take on it. I'm pretty sure most of you are going to trash it. Most of you are going to say it's terrible, just the way I'm saying it's terrible. But if by chance you're the one person out there that did, in fact, like this show, help me understand why, how, what am I missing? I'm open to it. I don't think you'll convince me to watch anymore, but I'm open to it. With that, here's my thoughts. Now, as a little bit of background on all of this, I've never read an Inhumans comic book. I don't have any prior knowledge about the Inhumans in that regard. I don't have any purist level anything about them to me. I don't keep up with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so I don't know what storylines on the show Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. led into the formation of this TV show really at all. So I went into this just going, new Marvel show, I'll watch the first couple episodes, see what I think about it. Third one going into it, all kind of the buzz surrounding the nature of the Inhumans is essentially that Marvel doesn't have the movie rights or TV rights to the X-Men, their mutant category of people. The X-Men, of course, are very popular, but Fox has the rights to them. So, all sorts of rumor mill, I don't know how overt all this is, but basically Marvel has been kind of building up the Inhumans as their version of the X-Men that they can use. So while they're not technically mutants, they're mutants. That's what this show is. And it's just not good. Just on the base, like, I'm not going to have anything positive to say. I'll just say this. So there's no good section on this. I didn't like it. I would describe this as the worst of all the stuff tied to, whether loosely or directly connected to the MCU. I would say that this is easily the worst. Whereas I didn't care for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I didn't keep watching it, but I watched it enough to be like, oh, I'm going to keep watching it to see if I like it more. I watched it and I tried to convince myself I liked it with the Inhumans. It was just like, I'm not really sure what I'm watching. This is the worst thing that I've seen from anything in this Marvel MCU broad banner of the Netflix, the ABC shows, and the movies. So I'm not going to have anything good to say about it, really. So we'll just cut right into the bad. And just right from the general idea, the basic concept of the show is that there's these Inhumans that have had a secret civilization on the moon. And I don't know if I missed something or if something was on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something that would explain how this worked, where this building came from, how any of it, explained any of it. Maybe I'd understand the show a little bit more. Just on a basic conceptual level, I'd heard through things, yeah, they've got a civilization on the moon. I was like, ooh, that sounds stupid. And then I watched the show and it was just like, what? They are just on the moon and what? I mean, it's just kind of one of these ideas that you could see someone writing a comic book, and in a comic book in that format, it just kind of, you can pull it together and you can have explanations for it. When you're just seeing a TV show where they're on the moon and they've got like a city that's invisible. It just you just watch it and you're just like, this is silly. Then you move along into watching the show and it's got, kind of this royalty type vibe to it. There's the king of the people and the Shakespearean vibe of the brother-in-law or the brother that's jealous and has different ideas of what should be going on. But it's all played so over the top, so hammy in a world that we're just brand new to that you don't buy into any of it, anything that's going on at all. It's just kind of like, as soon as it starts, without having seen even any previews for it or knowing who the bad guy's going to be, instantly you go, that guy's sleazy right there. That guy's up to no good. Oh, shocking. He was up to no good. I mean, the whole thing is just kind of like that. You know kind of exactly kind of where things are headed. And none of it's good. You're a little bit confused by what's going on with some of the just leaps in the logic or lack of consistency in people's powers. just the look of it, everything's so well lit, perfectly lit, that it just shows off that they're wearing kind of goofy costumes, and it just feels off. It feels like a cheap TV show, even though it's a show that you know has a large budget. Just largely, I think, even because of the lighting of it, because they're on the moon, and then they go from being on this weird civilization on the moon to seeing that same costume walking down the street in the middle of a city. And so all of it just, it looks off. It looks cheap for all the wrong reasons. None of the characters popped to me. None of them were interesting, good. And so that's a problem when you're two episodes into it and you just kind of go, I don't like any of these people. None of them are popping. And even I tried to watch some other people's reviews to see what they thought, and they were like, well, this guy was pretty cool. And I was like, I didn't think so. I didn't think that was very cool at all. I didn't like the lead guy that's a mute. I didn't like the dog. I mean, all of it was just pretty bad. Moving along from there, the tone is very weird. It's like one of those shows that it's very confusing as to who the show's for. So it starts, the very opening scene is a girl running through the desert, jungle. Desert and jungle are opposites. Girl running through a jungle, and there's guys like shooting machine guns at her. Pretty generic action movie type, slow-mo, raindrops type stuff. And then mutant guy comes out. It looks off. It's all shot pretty weird, but it's like action sequence, machine guns. Someone falls into the water. Blood sprays everywhere. And then it cuts to like an opening credit type thing. And one of the things in the opening credits is like this cartoon dog walks out. And I'm like, wait, what? And then it kind of like fades out. And it's like the hair of Medusa, one of the characters from it, is kind of how it transitions. Like, what? And then it cuts to two people in bed banging each other, and it's very clearly that's what's going on. It's like a sex scene, and then we cut to the next scene, and there's people playing with the big, gigantic, cute dog that's 6 feet tall. And so the whole thing is just, what are we doing? Like, who is this for? Who is this supposed to appeal to, that you have cute dog graphics in the introduction, followed by a sex scene, and then people being shot up with machine guns? But then it's also an action, so we'll talk about the action in it, and it's all just boring and bland. And nothing in it, being that you've got essentially mutants, and so you got lady with hair. What does she do with her hair? Someone goes to punch her. She grabs their arm with her hair, punches them with her hair. But none of it's clever, none of it's interesting, that would make you, oh, that was cool. The big fight scene at the end of the second episode, it's just a cat fight. It's just two girls punching each other on a show with superhumans and superpowers, people punching each other. The introductory chase sequence type thing with the Inhuman is someone running through a jungle with people shooting guns at them. None of this is taking advantage of any of the types of stuff that you would think would make the show good. None of it. There's one guy that can kind of like bend time a little bit and redo things, and the way that's kind of done is kind of cool. At the same time, I was looking at it and going, that's an After Effects effect. That's a tutorial that anyone can learn how to do. You can go on, I can give you links to where you can learn how to do exactly that. And as soon as if I'm thinking that, like, I can do that. I wouldn't look that good. I'm not that talented, but I know how to do that effect that's on your TV show. And that's the coolest thing. The coolest thing is the thing I went, I can do that. That's a really bad sign. And my understanding is the guy that was the showrunner for this show is the guy that was the showrunner for Iron Fist. So he does not have a good track record. And Iron Fist is not, I'd call it the weakest of the Netflix Marvel shows, but there's at least some stuff in there that was handled well. There's some elements that I liked about that. Whereas this, it's just like all the worst elements of this guy all up on the screen. I don't know how he got this show after. I don't understand how this guy keeps getting work on some of this stuff, given the quality and the reception of the things that he's done. But it was not good. On kind of my rating scale, I'm not coming back. I guess it's professionals made it. It's not, on a technical level, not incompetent. That's kind of the big compliment I can give it. Beyond that, I don't think don't plan on watching any more episodes. I don't recommend you watch any episodes. You won't get anything out of it. It's not so bad it's good. It's not bad enough that it's funny. There's a couple things where you're like, ugh, and then most of it's just boring, dull, and embarrassment to the MCU. unfortunately. How about you? What did you think about it? Tell me down below in the comments section. I think everyone's going to hate this. I don't see this one finding an audience. It's not good. So maybe you're the one. If you are the one, let me know in the comment section down below. If you're new to my channel, please consider clicking that subscribe button. I do movie reviews, TV reviews, ranking videos, but the key thing is I don't want to just talk about movies and TV. I want to talk about movies and TV with you. So join me in the comment section. Let's have a lively discussion. And thank you so much for watching.